So before we take this out of the box, I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of vet on vet bro drama going on right now on YouTube, and I am not getting involved in it. Dave and I are not sticking our feet in that water.
Because we have sharks here. I hate sharks.
Yeah, I mean that too, but I'm just not getting involved in it. If you guys want to go do the history on the combat axe and you want to find out what's going on with it as far as controversial stuff goes, you can, but we're just not going to touch it here. I'm just not going to do it.
So Bloody the Hatchet is off the table?
I literally just said we weren't going to do that, Dave. I literally just told the people we're not getting into that.
Calm down. Don't lose your scalp over it.
Mr. Winkler, the guy who designed this axe, is based down in North Carolina. He's got a lot of design work around SF guys, like Navy SEALs. He's done a lot of work in the movie industry, making like axes for different movies in the past. So go check him out, it's pretty cool. But we're talking about the combat axe here. So the only thing left to do is to open it up and see what we got. Okay, so as soon as you open it up, you come to a Winkler Knives sticker here, which is really cool. It's got an American flag background on it. Pretty cool, pretty decent. I like stickers. You guys know I love stickers. Love boxes and I love stickers. Don't we, Dave?
Instead of sponsors or free axes, we get stickers.
Yeah, we got a whole thing going on with stickers. It's pretty cool. And one thing that I did see in another person's video is that you get this stuff called Wicked Wax. I read the back of it here, and it talks about how it's great for all of your surfaces that you want to basically enhance and protect. It's like a wax. Put it on there, it'll protect it, which is really cool. And you get a little product or a little sample of it here. Of course, we got the axe in a box. We've got some cards here. Daniel Winkler became a full-time knife maker in 1988 and received accreditation as an American Bladesmith Society Master Bladesmith in 1993. He has spent more than 3 decades studying and perfecting the nuances of handmade knives. The Winkler Knives Touch represents our unwavering commitment to producing the highest quality knives, axes, and breaching tools available, which is probably why the Navy SEALs have some type of association with these. Go do your research. I'm not going to talk about it too much here. And then of course we get one saying that they inspected it. They have a control number on the back, which is really cool. But let's talk about this axe here. I'm going to set the box down. We're going to take it out of the plastic. And the first thing I noticed is this cool Kydex sheath here.
You mean glorified plastic?
Man, this feels really good in the hand. It really does. I love the micarta here. Man, this feels good. But before we get into this, before I tell you all about my first impressions on this and we do some tests on it and I give you my overall impressions, I'm going to send it over to this guy, Dave, and he's going to give you the specs on the Winkler Combat Axe.
As you know, we got burned by RMJ Tactical because we went with what the box said and didn't do our own measurements. Won't happen again. The Winkler Combat Axe will get real-world specs in this one. I digress. The Combat Axe is made from ATC RV2 steel finished with a black oxide finish. The cutting edge measures at 2.5 inches and the spike looks to be designed for more prying and breaching use rather than a spike made for sticking or penetration. We weighed this axe at 1 pound and 12 ounces and the overall length was measured at 13.5 inches. Aha, slightly off from the specs online. See, we are not getting RMJ Tactical it again. The micarta grip panels have a great feeling texture and match the axe very well. For all you animal lovers out there who may want to rescue animals in locked cars this summer, no worries because this axe is also equipped with a glass breaker. Look, we know, it's $600. Some of you will say why. You can't even process wood with it. There are far better things out there, while others will say it's made for a specific task or purpose and it's a tactical axe made for tactical purposes, not to cut down your tree so it falls on your neighbor's car. When in reality, you both can be right. These axes come with a reputation, a stigma surrounding them where you're not only buying the axe, but the legacy of a Winkler Combat Axe. Get one if you want, or don't and buy something cheaper that will work too. Look, I'm not here to argue, I just give specs, so cut me a damn break.
First time dealing with a Winkler axe of any kind, I will say I saw something as soon as I took it out, which is really cool. You get a bungee cord, and basically what it does is it goes up underneath here, and then it goes into the slot on the sheath. holds it in place. That's really cool. If you want to take it off, you just do that. The snaps are pretty decent. They go on nicely and take a little force to get off, which is really cool too. And I assume you probably take the axe off. Takes a little force to get out. Kydex guys, you got to work it. I know some of you want this thing to be perfect right when it comes to you, but sometimes guys, they just don't do that. I agree with you, it should be, but you're gonna have to work the Kydex to get it to go on and off. It's really tight. But what do we do with sheaths on this channel, guys? We toss them, we don't need it anymore. It's a decent sheath. We're talking about the combat axe from Winkler here. Got a little Kydex back there on the spike. How cool is this? I will say, as soon as I took it out of the box from the pictures, I was thinking that this area up here was a lot thinner than it is, but it is not. It's very thick up there on the axe head, as you can see. Very nice. Another thing too that I noticed was that I thought this had a traditional spike, like we normally see on some of these axes, but it's more like a pick spike, as you can see there. Kind of like you'd find on a mattock, which is, you know, probably good for smashing things, pulling things like that, and you won't get a lot of breakage on a, you know, like you would with a traditional spike. So that's something really cool too, because we can sharpen this up and throw it sideways with the spike, which is what I plan on doing when I test this in part 2. But putting it in my hand for the first time, guys, I like the way this thing feels. It feels like the weight is exactly where it should be for the length, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel clanky. It doesn't feel like it's too head heavy or it's too handle heavy. It feels really good in the hand. Kind of just giving you guys a weight test to see where the weight's distributed on this. We'll put it right here and see what we got. It's handle heavy. It is handle heavy, but I will tell you guys, it doesn't feel handle heavy when I put it in my hand. It feels more evenly distributed, which is really cool. Doing a rotation test. You know how I like doing this test to see when I throw it, if it's gonna wobble in the air or not. Let's see what happens when I put it in my hand. Nothing. Nothing. It's just kind of sitting there and then tipping back. So what does that mean? That normally means that we're gonna get some wobble. It's just how it goes. Now we'll have to test it and see how controllable the wobble is. It may be controllable. We might be able to throw this and it might just move like this. Or if we get back in distance, it might be uncontrollable. I don't know. We'll have to test it and find out. Kind of looking at the micarta handle here, it does have a little bit of a swell down here at the bottom. And of course, down here at the bottom, you do get a glass breaker. And it does come to a point too, which is probably nice for breaking glass. Knob swells. Then it kind of goes in, then it swells up in this area. So if you wanted to choke up, it feels good. It does feel good when you choke up right here. It feels like you could really get down on it. And I like how it swells up in here. It's not thin like it is down here. If you need to choke up and it feels good in the hand, it does.
Play all you want, but remember the camera doesn't hit back.
Well, Dave, you know it's a combat axe. And with combat axes, you got to play around with them. One thing I also noticed too was how good the black on black looks with this. The micarta handle that's black that matches the black axe head here, it just ties in really nicely and it feels really good in the hand, it does. As you can see there, you can see how thick this axe is, so I don't think you're going to be breaking it anytime soon. So let's talk about the bit here. I'm kind of giving it a first glance here and looking it over. It is very nicely done. This is exactly how I would do one of my cutting edges on my axes, the degree in which it's been put. It's not a hard manufacturer's grind at all, and it's really nice. And two, I'll show you guys, it is very thin. It doesn't start getting thick until you get back like right in this area. So you're gonna be able to get a lot of penetration with this right out of the box. You're not gonna have to thin the cheeks on it at all, and I think it's gonna stick really well. As far as the edge sharpness goes, it's sharp. It's sharp. I would have liked for it to have been a little bit sharper. And I can get it way sharper than this. But just something that I noticed, I kind of would have expected it to be a little bit sharper for $600. That's just my opinion though. So what do I think overall first impressions of the Winkler Combat Axe? I think it's pretty damn cool, guys. I do. I think it looks really good. I know that putting it in my hand and kind of just doing this, I think this thing is going to travel really nicely in the air up to a double rotation. I can almost guarantee you that. Double rotations and in, I think this thing is going to fly well, and it's got some weight to it. You can feel it, so it's going to smash into the target. It will. I'm interested to see how much wobble we're going to get back at like triple and quadruple rotations. We'll have to take it back that far and throw it in the second video and see how well it performs. I do like these grip, the micarta grips on each side. It feels really good in the hand. And of course, I've thrown a bunch of work axes in semi-past, so this flare down here is not gonna bother me at all. It really isn't. It's very narrow, so I feel like it's gonna give a good release out of the hand. I can just feel it. So let me know in the comment section what you think, first impressions wise, of the combat axe here. If it's something that you would buy, or if you're like, Wes, that's way too expensive. Well, let me know. If you guys haven't seen it, go back and check the live, because I talk about this in the previous video on what I'm gonna do with this Winkler combat axe for you guys out there. Come over and check us out on Patreon too. If I don't say something about Patreon, Dave's gonna get on me.
We'll keep telling you to promote your Patreon. I'm tired of not getting my paycheck. I was promised.
Yeah, Dave, well, guess what? It's not always about the money. It's about the axes, like I always tell you guys. Let me know. Thanks for all the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for everything everybody does to make this channel what it is. I cannot wait to throw this and see what it has to offer. And remember, it's always for the love of these axes, hatchets, and tomahawks. But until next time, see ya.
Don't you know that drama, negativity, and controversy sell on social media?
Because I'm not all about that, Dave. I know you are, but I'm trying to bring out the positive in the vet community, especially with axes. I love axes, and I want to bring the positivity out of this and tell you guys about these cool tactical axes this year. Without bringing in a bunch of damn vet bro drama, Dave, I'm just not interested in it. We got too many good things going on right now to focus on the negative, which is something I always see here on YouTube.
Because that's what gets the views and the money, dummy.
Yeah, it may pay money, and that's great, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get these cool axes out here to you guys. It's commenced. And I'll show you guys right now. If you take a look right on over there, I'm not gonna get much time left in these woods. I know people are like, oh, you're throwing at trees. Told you guys they were cutting all this stuff down, and they're doing it right now. So hopefully I can find another place to throw. At least my dynamic entries. I got the house still, but I can't, it sucks these woods are gonna be gone soon.